Should we laugh or should we cry? The Junior Springboks once again proving to be their own worst enemies. And in this episode, you are going to get a front row seat as I break down what was good, what was bad, and what was ugly about their defeat to New Zealand. So our boys got off to a beautiful start in this Under-20 Rugby Championship match in Gqeberha, or Port Elizabeth as it is still known on the N2. From a line-out, we won our own ball and mauled really nicely. The pick and goes were good, and then 11 phases later, Albie Bester scores.
Bede goes to the short side again for Bester.
That was just the start we were looking for after the horror show against Australia 5 days earlier. I thought Siposeto Mnebelele looked very strong in the carry. The relentless energy we saw at the start continued, and 7 minutes into this match, it was Simphiwe Ngobese who crashed over the line. Again, strong carries, very physical stuff, and excellent ruck speed from the Junior Boks. Playing the phases, and the Baby Blacks didn't know what hit them. Vusi Moyo converts to make it 12-0. Here's a great stat for you guys. After 10 minutes, New Zealand had to make 37 tackles. South Africa, just 7. It was try time again a couple of minutes later. Again, we saw a line-out, maul, and powerful drive result in a try for the Junior Springboks. Mnebelele taking the ball over the line this time. Moyo converts 19-0 after 13 minutes, and we should be out of sight. While watching, I couldn't help but ask myself, where was this against Australia? Well, don't forget, Coach Kevin Foote made 11 changes. So this was more like what we saw against Argentina. And given Foote made more changes for this match, we should probably have expected the best of what we had seen previously, rather than the worst. But as hot as this team is in attack, there are serious question marks in defence. Sure enough, New Zealand's first meaningful attack results in a try. Having said that, it was an outstanding finish by Harlan Saunoa.
That is brilliantly finished. Absolutely brilliant.
Will Cole misses the conversion though, 19-5. I must say, our scrum is something I thought has got better and better throughout the tournament. In the first match, scrums and lineouts were at times very poor. But against the Baby Blacks, I was satisfied. Foote getting the combinations right, perhaps. However, another visit to the 22 and another New Zealand try. Saunoa again with the finish this time. Good pick and drives, playing the phases, eventually creating sufficient space for Saunoa to take it home.
Saunoa, wonderful response here from the Junior All Blacks. They themselves showing the patience that South Africa had showed.
Cole lands the conversion this time, 19-12. Now I did say we have an attack to be proud of, and it showed just a few minutes later. Some seriously sexy rugby saw Gino Cupido go over for try number 4.
And Mentu. Oh, that is magnificent. Gino Cupido.
Moyo adds the extra 2, 26-12. Now, I wasn't impressed by the New Zealand defence in their opening match against Australia. And as mentioned, I don't think our defence is all that hot either. So in that sense, it was no surprise to see 6 tries in the opening half hour. But we were about to get a taste of our own medicine, so to speak. This time, it would be the Kiwis with a line-out and maul combo to drive their way over for a try. Manu Maua Letui scoring.
Letiu working his way to the line and over.
Okay, now, poor defence on our part, it has to be said, but I have to say, in the build-up to that, I could have sworn I spotted a knock-on and a forward pass. Anyway, the Kiwis eventually won a penalty, which was kicked a touch, which resulted in that line-out that brought the try. Whatever. Perhaps an element of justice then that Cole missed the conversion. 26-17. And then Saunoa completed his hat-trick after the hooter had gone. Disappointing when that happens always. Again, the Baby Blacks going wide, and he couldn't prevent the 5-pointer. This time it was converted by Cole, and it was 26-24 at halftime. I certainly felt we deserved more than just a 2-point lead. But now the big question was, what will happen in the second half? Would we get more of an Argentina, which is kind of what we were hoping for, or more of an Australia, which is what we didn't want at all? Either way, we started both second halves poorly. Remember, Los Pumitas increased their lead over us initially before we rallied back, and the Aussies shifted a gear and proceeded to crush us. And sure enough, 2 minutes into the second half, the New Zealanders scored. Maloney Kunawave scoring at the end of a beautiful move full of deft touches, short passes, and the flair that we typically associate with New Zealand rugby. The Kiwis were in the lead for the first time, and Cole converted to make it 31-26. Now we were going to see what our Junior Springboks are really made of. After starting like a house on fire, they were behind for the first time. Now, I'll even say that they didn't have to win this match. But what we wanted to see was fight, determination, and a never-say-die attitude. Not the falling apart like we did against the Australians. I can accept losing as long as we lose knowing that we gave everything. If we did everything we could have done, but the other team was just better than us on the day, so be it. We can accept that. No sour grapes. But what happened against the Aussies, quite frankly, was a disgrace. And now we were going to see what was going to happen against the Kiwis. And unfortunately, it was looking more like another Australia for us. Sikapole going over just 4 minutes later. This try of theirs was more like the tries that we scored in the first half. Strong ball carrying, pick and goes, and eventually the try comes. And I have to say, the try came without too much resistance. Our defence being badly exposed again. Cole's 2 extra points made it 38-26, and quite frankly, the match was lost. Or was it? Wandile Mlaba doing a Brian Banner and scoring an intercept try. Moyo hit the post with his conversion, but still at 38-31, we were genuinely back in the match.
And he's certainly in line. He comes on a 45-degree angle
the player
to
is not clearly offside.
I must say, at that point, I was thinking we were headed for a 59-all draw here. It was actually reminiscent of a Super 14 match I attended years ago. The Chiefs beating the Lions 72-65 at Ellis Park. I wonder if you were at that match as well. One of the problems is that we were going to have to stop conceding tries so easily. And it is a problem because our defense is so obviously leaky. So now you're asking a team to do something that it is clearly not adept at doing. Sure enough, New Zealand would score the next try. Stanley Solomon finishing nicely. But again, where is our defense? That was the third try in 12 second half minutes by the Kiwis. And you just knew there were going to be more. But the next score would come from us. Mlaba with his second try from a skew line-out throw that led to a few phases. Credit here to South Africa for not laying down like they did against Australia. Moyo's conversion made it 43-38.
They are on penalty advantage. They don't need it.
I have to say, the way it was going, this match was like a basketball game. You score, I score. It was as if no one could defend. So, 2 minutes later, it was time for another try. Gotta say, this is really, really good stuff by Kunawave. Similar to that Saunoa try from earlier. 48-38 after Cole missed the conversion.
We saw some spectacular acrobatics from Harlan Saunoa.
We were 10 points behind. The only little thing that we could look at here for some kind of inspiration was that we were also 10 minutes behind against Argentina early in the second half. Now, this is perhaps where things changed to help us. A dangerous tackle from Caleb Woodley brought about a red card. Now, just to explain to you, you have to at least make an attempt to lower yourself. Woodley made no attempt at all, resulting in a head clash. And so with 11 minutes to go, they would be down to 14 men. Could we take advantage? Of course, it would come from another line-out maul drive. That actually resulted in a penalty try and a yellow card to Randall Baker.
Penalty try.
19.
Randall Baker
Collapsing the
is
maul.
being shown a yellow card for collapsing the maul, so penalty try.
All of a sudden, it was 48-45 with 4 minutes and change to play. And we had 15 players on the field, while the Baby Blacks only had 13. At that point, you're thinking, we just have to get the ball and we can pull off this miracle. Well, we managed to get the ball, and we were making good ground, got to the edge of their 22, and we lost the ball forward. The New Zealanders managed the game perfectly after that, albeit under huge pressure from us. Held possession, waited for the clock to turn red, and then they kicked it out to win 48-45.
The time is up, does he?
A highly entertaining match. The right side ultimately won. I would have to concede. But hugely disappointing that the South Africans again wasted a solid lead. I will say this though, I'm pleased to see that they didn't give up, as it appeared they did against Australia. The red card, and later yellow card, no doubt helped us, and it's disappointing that we were 19-0 ahead and threw it away. But I said against Argentina, there's a lot to like about this bunch. Of course, there's also a lot to make you want to tear your hair out. But I'm going to take a day to cool off a bit before I put out an episode looking at the Junior Boks and the state of things ahead of the Under-20 World Championship. That's in Italy in July. But what did you make of this defeat to the Baby Blacks? Let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, why not help me out with a super thanks? That's the heart button with a $sign inside of it. You'll be able to make a highlighted comment, and I promise to reply to it, and also hit the love button on your comment. You'll also have the chance to make a donation to my channel of your choice. The reason I'm asking for contributions, guys, is because I would love to do this full time. I would also love to go to Australia in 2027 and cover the Rugby World Cup for you from down under with daily content. So if that sounds like something you'd like to help out with, then go ahead and hit that super thanks button. 10 Rand, 10,000 Rand, 10 million Rand. It's entirely up to you. And if you're not yet ready to help me out in that manner, you can also just spear tackle the like button. You can also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And while the Junior Boks don't look like they're ready to win a Rugby World Cup just yet, why not enjoy something from our 4-time world champions instead? Over here is a replay of the press conference straight after the 2023 Rugby World Cup final, where the mighty Springboks beat the All Blacks. You'll hear Jacques Nienaber and Siya Kolisi talk all about it, and I'll talk to you next time.